You know, the fun never really stops around here. Just as long as there's some guitar stuff to think about and practice, it is fun. So I love teaching guitar. And yesterday, I had to convince one of my students that sight reading is worth the time. We had a good time. I get a little animated. I hope I don't do any damage, but when I teach the lesson, we first start with some chords and I kind of work them through step by step from my chord book. Next, we do a little bit of sight reading out of a progressive series, beginning guitar book. Sight reading, the standard staff. And some students do not care for that, and that's kind of hard to convince them to keep going and bring their book. They try to hide their book from me. Okay, fair enough. I understand. All right. But I said, no, you've done what I asked. Thank you. Now we've got about 20 minutes to do what you want to play. What do you want to play? So the student, he said, I really like that blues stuff we've been working on. I'm like, good. I'm into that. So, yeah, if you're studying guitar, you should know something about blues. Yes. And so, I think I said, you know this kind of E rock and roll stuff? Kind of a rock and roll rhythm. And he said, yeah. And he kind of played his own version of it. I'm like, okay, let's... So he could do something like that from E to A, but he wasn't sure about the B part for your 3-chord 1, 4, 5 in E. And so we kind of fixed that up. So let's say you're doing, let's just assume you're new to this, just for thrills. This is going to be your pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You're going to hit 2 strings. That's your E5 power chord. You're going to hit some of those. Now, if we add the beat with your ring finger on the 4th fret, obviously you can swing that. So you want to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... What I usually do not do, and for some reason guitarists often resort to this right away. Check this out. In my world, that's not super common to hit it twice. That just sounds kind of dopey to me. It's too happy. No, it's okay. If you like that, go ahead. But I'm gonna go so it's kind of... Next, you'll be going over to the A. Same thing, 1 string over, 2nd fret. Make sure to use your pointer finger. We'll settle on a tempo and a feel after a bit. I'm just kind of making sure everybody knows the mechanics of this. So you got your E to your A, back to E. The problem is the B. These are super easy because you just need an open string and a 2nd fret. Just 1 finger, then you add your ring finger. So the B gets messy. You can do it like this. That would be cohesive with the other stuff. So that's your index and ring. Notice how index stays in the same place for E5, A5, and the B5. So pointer is always going to be a 2nd fret here. So when you get to the B, it's going to be a 2 on the A string and a 4 on the D string. So that's your B power chord. Okay, so you can just stay there. depending on the feel you want. But if you really want to get the full thing, check it out. Pinky's got to go to the 6th fret of the 4th string. That's a G sharp note. Then you're going to go to A or E, depending. So that might be a shock to your hand. I'm going to play the whole thing here in a second, but give you a little demonstration. If that's just, if you're a little older and your hands are kind of stiff or you just don't move like that, try, instead of hitting the 6th fret, hit the 5th fret, which will sound wrong. Just consider it like kind of a training maneuver. Here it is, wrong. Check it out. And truthfully, that sound used to just make me cringe. But over time, I've learned that that's actually pretty cool. It's kind of I don't know, it's kind of a new wave sounding, kind of a dissonant, weirdo version of it. But just see if you can get the beat. And then gradually, you're going to want to get that pinky 1 fret higher for okay, you get it. So, the sound I'm looking for on this. That's one way you could do it. Or if it's more of a straight rock and roll. That's just banging it out straight rock and roll style. I often add a little detail on the 6th string, something like so that's at 3 and 4 on the 6th string, which you can do all kinds of different variations. All kinds of different things. So I was digging in on that 3 and 4. I even did so that's, getting the 5th fret off of E. So I keep mixing and matching that 3-4 on the 6th string on the E chord, and then your 4th fret. And you can also get the 5th fret, which suggests a dominant 7th. Remember, on an E chord, when you add D, it makes a dominant 7. Hear that? 2nd string, 3rd fret, D. That's kind of a spicy blues sound. So here's the D up here. Hear it? But if you want to make it a little more bluesy, So I did kind of a turnaround. That's a C7 to a B7 at the end. Little triad. You know about those little triangle shapes, right? We've covered that. It's a dominant 7, a C7. It's like a, C7. A lot of times you don't have to make the whole chord. Just make part of it. And here's B7. Just like a B7. That's pretty cool. You can do the full chord or just 3 notes. Sometimes 3 notes sounds a little better, not so cluttered. Alright, so yep, that's what we were doing yesterday. Good lesson day. Then you can start putting some licks in there, but we'll do that another time. So I just want to make sure everybody's got your basic. Just remind you, working on that simple blues rhythm in E, pretty fun. Your 3 main chords are going to be E, A, B. If this is killing you, just do a B7 like that. But I want you to actually consider strengthening your fretting hand so you can crush down on that, on the 2 and the 4. Get that good and solid, and then get ready to start adding that pinky. So over time, you're going to strengthen this part of your hand. These fingers are probably pretty strong, but your pinky is probably weak. Ring is trying to hang in there. So you just got to develop your whole hand, all that coordination, strength, ability to grab these strings and bend them where you want. It takes time, daily practice. You should be playing about an hour a day. If you're playing less than that, you'll probably enjoy your guitar, but if you really want to make progress, you got to put in that extra time and kind of focus on some fundamentals, like strengthening your hands, playing some blues, working on your chords, all that good stuff. All right, let me know what you think. If you need any extra info, let me know. But thank you very, very much. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. Thank you.